Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Briareus Kerensky, and I've told you the video after High-Speed Étoile Paddock Stories will be more interesting. This is the limited edition of The Legend of Heroes, Kaino Kiseki Farewell of Zemuria. This is not named Kuro no Kiseki 3 because this is meant as the final chapter of the Zemuria saga, although I don't quite believe this because I'm pretty sure Falcom will find a way to fit, well, I'd say the whole cast in a few more games. But enough of my ramblings and let's get on with this unboxing. As you can see, the box itself is very elegant with a almost white facade with an incredibly shallow relief. At the touch it's not smooth and you can quite feel the reliefs of the illustrations and the title, but it is nonetheless incredibly elegant. And this is an obi/dust jacket that comes off, and on the front we have the contents along some information about the edition itself, on the side the Japanese title, of course, and on the back we have once again the contents alongside the characters, and if you don't recognize this, maybe this will tip you off, but this is quite top heavy, so I don't want to damage it. And we have a few screenshots detailing the game, technical details, and let's go back to the contents that we have a mini soundtrack typical of Falcom limited editions, a collection of metallic cards, a collection of pins celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Kiseki franchise, and some DLC. And speaking about DLC, because this is a pre-order, I've also got this, which is a simple DLC card. But let's go back to the box proper, and oh yes, let's show it around. It's interesting that the Falcom had the idea of putting by Falcom pretty much everywhere, and the sides, and also both parts of the boxes have the title of the game, quite a repetition, and this slides open like this. And here we have, it's Kaino Kiseki. This is probably quite difficult for you to read, but on this side we have the rest of the contents, starting off with the game, and I think these are the bonus contents, starting off with the DLC code, the metallic cards, the pin, and the mini soundtrack. Let's start off with the game that on the front cover has a bunch of familiar faces, starting with Rin, Van, and the girl who is not Elaine, so I don't particularly care about her. Title of the game, Falcom, 20th anniversary of the Kiseki franchise, 0 rating, as well as a free upgrade for the PS5. Spine, just the title of the game, and on the back we see characters from the Kuro franchise and a bunch of screenshots describing the game. And these two should be about what this game should be all about, space exploration, because even Falcom goes to space once in a while. And we have a manual, the disc of the game, just that, and let's take a look at this manual, which is quite hefty for modern standards, but then again modern standards don't include manuals. And just a recap of the characters, and of course we have more presence from the Class 7 dudes. Kaino Kiseki original soundtrack mini, and this is typical of Falcom games. It's just a small selection of tracks from the complete soundtrack. And I think we don't have a booklet, but just a leaflet with the 8 tracks on it, and the disc with a rather stylish cover, I must say. Next we have the DLC code for the extra BGMs, and these extra BGMs are just for the Grimgarten, not the game itself. BGMs, judging from the games depicted on the front, are from all the Legend of Heroes games, at least starting from Sky all the way up to Kuro 2. And while we are talking about DLC codes, this is the DLC code for the pre-order bonus. Next we have the pin, and there is nothing much to say. The 20th is emblazoned in blue, and the rest it's just a relief with black inlays. Of no particular note is the piece of paper to which the pin was attached. On the back side we have the Genesis or Genesis devices, and on the front just a blue sky. Now we have the serial card for this limited edition. Mine is number S05253. And this is not an holographic card, although it is printed on transparent plastic. And the sky has where the white should be, or the lightest shades of blue should be, is transparent. And as the last item for this limited edition we have the Metallic Card Collection 2004-2024. And despite being called metallic, these are not printed on metal, they just have a metallic finish mostly on the background. And as the name of the collection implies, it starts with sky and goes all the way through the Zemuria saga, with pretty much all the games covered. Each game gets basically one card. There is Kuro, there is, let's use the European name Reverie, there is Legend of Heroes, Trails, Cold Steel, there is Zero, and of course Sky. They are printed on just one side. On the other side there is the 20th anniversary logo and some copyright information. This is the limited edition of Farewell of Zemuria, and yeah, it's very close to many other Falcom limited editions, and there isn't much content I actually care about. The soundtrack is mini, there is no art book, the collector cards are nice, but yeah, not that great. The pin, well, is a pin if you have use for them. I appreciate that Falcom still believes in manuals, because this is a rarity nowadays, but I would rather wait to see the European edition and if there is more content to that. A first hour play of this game will follow, and I don't know about a review. I'll need to check if I actually have time to do that. But in the meantime, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing and you'll stick around for more. Briario Skarensky, over and out.
まばゆいこの星